So I'm 26. Just to get into it,
Nice.
I got out of a long-term relationship about 3 months ago. Been getting back into the dating pool and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot, and it got me thinking. My only relationships that have lasted any significant amount of time have been with girls that I hooked up with on the first date.
Interesting. We were just talking about this. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I don't. I don't know if I'm not like trying to make it seem like I get out there and slay a lot. It's not even like that, but it is like decent dick making up for a shit personality, or like
No.
how
Let
do I
me
deal with
stop you
that?
right there, Chief. The idea that you think that from ages 18 to 25, you were dicking these whores down so good that they had to lock you down is ludicrous.
This ain't dick too good.
This is not a dick too good scenario. This is, let me stop you, all right?
No,
That's just a
it's
lot
not.
more to
It's
do
not
with
like
these women than it has anything to do with you. But anyway,
okay. That's fair.
well, sorry. Let's hear you out. Let's hear out the rest of your call here.
So now I'm like now with this realization, I've been trying to be more wholesome with my dating situations, and it just
Right,
hasn't
right.
fucking
Because
gone
as
well.
soon as they get their hands on that anaconda, these whores won't know how to act. You want
Right.
this is awesome. Your call is it me or my beautiful cock that's making these women fall in love? God damn, that's all. All right, keep going. I actually will stop interrupting you. Go ahead.
No, I was just like, how do I deal with like trying to do a more wholesome dating situation these days? Like, I'm not trying to go out and like hook up with chicks anymore. I'm like really trying to figure
Interesting.
something out here. So,
This
kind
appear
of just yeah.
Okay. This kind of a weirdly became the theme of this episode out of nowhere.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's good. Whatever. You're having this. You're kind of in the same mind frame that I am, and even me and Els have been joking about it this episode. But I think, and we were actually just giving the last caller some advice about dating with a little more intention, which just sounds like what you're trying to do here. You're trying to actually get to know the person before you dickmatize them
Exactly.
before they have their eyes. You take your dick out and their eyes just have like black and white versions of your dick spinning in their pupil is completely replaced. All right, before we get to the advice, how big is your? Let's really get into your cock here for a second because you seem pretty confident in this dick. So let's just break down the stats. You're 26. How much cock meat are we working with?
I mean, it's nothing too great. It's 7'5".
Excuse me?
Seven long, 5'5" girth.
Seven.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying 7.5. That's a nice little trick there.
What did he say?
He said 7.5, but I thought that meant 7.5. Yeah.
What does he
That's a
mean?
nice
7 to
trick.
5?
I'm like 6'2".
Seven inches long, 5 inches thick.
5 inches thick. What the fuck? You tie a
Oh,
fucking.
thick? What the fuck?
What are you're
matters.
telling me you tie
You
a
don't
string
know?
around your cock and then
You
you
don't
fucking
know?
take it off and it's 5 inches? What are we talking about? A
got one of
fucking
the-
Monster
one of the
Energy drink
measurements?
can?
You have to measure the girth of your dick like that. You remember that one guy from the Guinness Book of World Record who had the world's longest nails?
Oh,
and they
yes.
like curled up and they had to like measure it with a string and just wrap it around the curls
That's
and then measure how long that string was.
So this man's got a Coke can. So you're okay. Now look, me and Ellis, we aren't big minds. We're not mathematical minds here, right?
Okay.
So give us an object. Are we talking a Monster Energy can? Are we talking shorter and slightly thinner? Liquid Death, in fact. A sponsor.
Not quite liquid death.
Not
It-
quite Liquid Death, but a little thinner. Somewhere
definitely
between a
thinner,
Red Bull
about that
can and a
way.
Liquid Death can.
I would say like Red Bull can.
Red Bull can. Okay. All right.
Like 8-ounce Red Bull can with a 12-ounce height.
Oh, okay. So I see the thickness of a Red Bull with the height of a Liquid Death. That's still a pretty nice piece. Okay, I see. And and then what about the nut rate on these women? How often are they nutting? Do they respond like, damn, nice cock? Is this maybe why you have so much confidence in this? Because you have stated this as if it's You're going into this as if these are unimpeachable facts that your cock is so good it ruins the possibility of you having an open and honest relationship. So I just want to get to how you came to this scenario.
It's just I was thinking about it, like every time I've hooked up on a first date, it was a not long relationships, but like 3 months to a year.
I see.
And every time that I don't, then I kind of go like 2 or 3 dates, and I lose interest.
Interesting. And you, so I'm sorry. You're telling me you either fuck on the first date or you don't fuck at all?
Pretty much.
Huh. Interesting. Because to me, okay. See, the fact that you would think that that's your dick, because that says to me potentially.
It's not really. I think it's my dick. No. Maybe I have a shit personality, and then the times that I have, laid on the first date, right, then it makes up for it.
Well, here's the thing. We're joking around, but there is something here, because why isn't it possible that those girls, the girls that did fuck you on the first date, just really liked your personality, and that's what they liked you so much, they fucked you on the first date, but they also liked you enough to keep dating you, whereas the girls that didn't like you, it's not a shit personality thing, it's just a compatibility thing, and what you're describing is just dating, dude. Like, it is a little weird that you've never, that it's either a first date or nothing. That's maybe a little bit of a statistical anomaly here or there, but I do think that it shows a little bit of more belief in your, energy drink-sized cock than in your personality, whereas the data I'm looking at, it could be either or. You know what I mean? I guess I'm just saying, don't get so down on your personality, because it's possible that these girls just really. Because here's the thing: the girls, when they decide to fuck you on the first date, they don't know. They don't have X-ray goggles on. They don't know what's waiting for them. You know what I mean? They're fucking you because they liked you. So
that's true.
I would just put that out there as a little, let's boost up your self-esteem, your personality self-esteem, even though philosophically helping a man with a big dick feel better about himself goes against everything I believe in. But because you called in, because you're a good guy, I'll try and boost you up. So I would keep that in mind.
All right.
So okay, so now we're talking. So now we've cleared that up. I had to do my due diligence. We're a very thorough show here, my friend.
Yeah.
So, okay. So now you just got out of this relationship and you're trying to go on a little bit more of a wholesome tip. And so how's it been going so far?
Not great.
Not great. Okay. So
I've gone on like probably dates with 5 different women since, and I'd say 3 of them, it like seemed like we really hit it off after the first date, and then kind of dropped off. Like no contact, which no water on my back. It's is what it is these days.
Sure.
But other than that, it's just been kind of slow. I kind of really hate the dating apps. So
interesting. Well, look, dude, I also think this potentially. I mean, look, what would be different here if you weren't taking this tact? Basically, to me, it sounds like you just don't have enough data yet, right? Like, you might have just hit 5 women that. Are you saying you, in the past, would have tried to hook up that night and maybe you would have kept dating? Is that what you're saying? Or are you just saying you've hit a patch with, you just got 5 in a row, bad luck kind of thing?
I'd say the latter. Probably 5 bad.
So if that's the case, I think you're still okay to be. All you're talking about is when you find someone you like, you'll wait at least 1 date not to fuck them. That's really all you're saying here, right?
I don't know if I can afford it.
Okay, well, let's get back to this. Your cock is not a fucking magic wand, bro. You let me shake you of tooth. I'm trying to big up you on your personality. What I'm trying to get through your thick skull is that somehow you have such low self-esteem. You're a guy with low self-esteem that was born with a big dick. And so you think the only thing that's explaining women liking you is your above average piece. I'm here to tell you that's not the case. You're thinking like a dumbass, and that you should believe in yourself, and that the girls that like you for you, and that your cock is the cherry on top. And so here's what I'm seeing. This guy's gonna get more and more desperate. He's like, None of these dates are working. I don't want you pulling your cock out in the Chili's parking lot, man. All right, that's where this ends. You get fucked. You're like, all right, I need to get my ace in the hole, and then you pull your dick out through your dungarees. You pull your dick out of the zipper. That's not gonna be it, dude. That's not gonna do it. You can afford it. You've just been on a fucking slow streak here, and that happens. 5 in a row sucks, but that's the game, brother. Like sometimes you just don't hit it off with some girls.
I have a question. The girls that like you've gotten into a relationship with, that you've fucked all of them on the first date, like. How much of it, like, how or why did you get into a relationship with them instead of just, like, keep dating them? Did you just kind of, like, backslide into sort of a relationship?
That's a good point.
Just because you're just going with the flow or something, and because they'll fuck you.
Right.
And you're like, yeah,
that's more low self-esteem behavior.
Yeah.
Because you've described it as you have no agency here, where it's like, well, I fucked these girls. I knocked the bottom out of their pussy. And then I just let them date me as long as they decide to.
Right.
You know what I mean? Is that what's going on here?
Maybe a little bit of that, if I'm being honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
And look,
it is a lot of like hook up and then just like end up hanging out frequently after that, and it just kind of happens. So.
And look, you are 26.
Yeah,
too.
that's
like,
fine.
That's normal.
We're not over here judging that, but it's more of like. How about this? Here's a question to ask. Have you broken off any of these like situationship / relationship things?
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe that doesn't really fall into exactly.
I mean, I would say that's a very accurate statement besides like one or two of them. So
Gotcha. Yeah. I see. Okay. So for the most part, we're right here.
How are these fuck on the first dates going? Like, what, do you just get just as drunk as fuck as fast as you can and try to get to the pussy pretty much, or what's the vibe?
No, a few times it's like, yeah, we're out partying and stuff, but it's not like fucking blackout drunk and all that.
Eldis is asking you if you date how he dated in his early 20s.
Just get as drunk as you can.
The 23-year-old Sula playbook, and then drive home drunk. Get your dick sucked, and then drive home drunk to your family's house in the suburbs. Dodge a DUI up 83. Fuck.
We've gotten lucky.
Okay. So yeah, dude, honestly, you're coming through with too much belief in your dick and too little belief in yourself. That's my diagnosis here, is that we have a bit of a self-esteem issue overall. Because if you're basically just letting, it's not about, and listen, I can relate to this, right? So until very recently, anytime I went on a date with someone, I looked at it as I have to impress this person, not I have to get to know this person and see if we're compatible. And I think that's maybe the number one key for you is my hunch is on some level you were kind of looking at it as I want to impress this person. I want them to like me. Maybe some people pleasing stuff. And maybe that's the first shift in your thinking that I would suggest is like, it's not about getting this girl to like you. It's about seeing if you have some kind of connection.
Right.
And you will, by the way, dude. Like you just got to play the numbers, and you just can't get down on yourself, you know?
And here's how you gotta like reframe the dates too. Like, I mean this in the most toxic masculinity way possible, but like
this is red pill corner. Go ahead.
You really gotta think of dates as like, I'm taking busy time out of my schedule to go on dates with these girls, and you're 26. That's probably not true, but you really gotta think of it as like, I'm not gonna ride out a long ass date until I can maybe get like pussy on the first date or something. You just got to treat the dates like keep the first few dates to a weeknight date, low key, after work or something.
Yeah,
cap it off at 2 or 3 drinks, and like leave them wanting more, brother. And that's how you need to like really internalize that. And it's like, hey man, you don't need this pussy. You don't need these bitches out here.
I'm with you until this last part.
Eldis takes.
I was with you, Eldis, except for the toxic masculinity framing, and then you're fucking. You don't need these whores pep talk.
You're inimical to the powers of pussy, dude. You
He's
don't need
not
that
though. So let's not lie to ourselves either.
You do have to lie to yourself on some level, though.
No,
honestly.
I think you get.
not lie to yourself, but you know what I'm saying. Like, you gotta fucking, it's like, yeah, this date isn't about just like getting straight to fucking. Like, you just gotta be like, hey, I'm in no rush. I'm not pressed to fuck.
That's fair.
I just gotta, we'll have a couple drinks, see how the vibes are. And if it's good, I'll try to set something else up. And if not,
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with what Eldis is saying in this sense, but that like that
I get what you're
yes,
saying,
look at it more as like don't like because we also sense a little bit of this is getting you down a little too much that you've gone 0
it's
for
definitely
5.
Not.
Huh?
Don't get that. It's definitely not. Don't get that.
Well, I mean, I think it's going 0 for 5 is on a no connection, no pussy can be a little tough. So just like I like the idea of like, the first couple dates, like Eldis is saying, it's kind of a low pressure thing. It's like go out for a couple happy hour, go out for 2 or 3 drinks max and then have shit to do and be like, had a great time. You can text a little bit, meet up. And then if it feels like the vibes are good, then the third date can become like, let's really spend some time and get to know each other. And then if the vibes are right, we pull out the deal sealer, AKA 7 inches of pain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.